Yo, good afternoon. What's up, everybody? Oh man, what's up, everybody? My bad. I had to finish my smoothie. It's getting really delicious. Last Friday to everybody. Hope you guys are having a great day. Um, good to have you guys back. Um, so this week on the market, I didn't personally trade, but I did look at the charts overall, see what was going on. Pretty interesting. To say the least, it's been pretty interesting. Not a lot of movement that's been going on, but I mean, there's been some movement. Um, especially especially in the past couple of days. Like we had a day where it dropped pretty nicely and then bounced right back up, like it was nothing. So I don't know. It's kind of hard to really like pinpoint what we really think is going to be fully that's going on. Uh, we're at levels of resistance where we could probably see a downfall, little little drop in the market, which would be nice. Um, but there's a lot of things that's going on in the world and in our economy that's kind of affecting the market overall. So it's we're kind of at a little standstill of what to really expect in these next coming weeks, months. We can kind of just honestly chart up everything we possibly see and look for trade setups. We can, chart everything up and look for potential buy and sell points for those that are investing. But, we just got to be playing it by ear and, be patient on certain setups. 2 weeks ago, I called out Tesla perfectly, and Tesla did exactly what we saw it to do. And that would have been great for a lot of us to really capitalize on Tesla, going short. And you probably would have made a lot of money if you already did so. But for a lot of us traders, it's hard for us to really grasp the perspective of really trying to hold on certain trades and let the trade come into full fruition. If I can speak English for once in my life, fruition. And then for traders like myself, sometimes we are working on our confidence level of trying to believe in what we chart up, because sometimes the market is really unpredictable and it's hard for us to really take take a full grasp of a chart, a a setup, and chart it out great as we possibly could. And it does it, but holding on for that period of time, because there's pullbacks that can happen if you're going short on something. Pops can happen in the market, and those green days, and you're thinking to yourself, I should have just took profit when I had the chance to. And that can kind of scare a lot of us out of the market, and that's what kind of market makers are really doing. You can definitely get in long on a trade, and all of a sudden you get a big pullback and you're just like, what the heck just happened? I was up 10-15%, and now I'm only up maybe 2%, or I'm down 5%. And you're just like, I kind of made the wrong mistake of just holding on for too long. But a lot of the times it's like you just got to really believe in what you see, because you put the money into the account, you're willing to really risk that amount of money, because you can't just jump in every single trade that you see. And if you sit on your hands too long, you're not gonna really believe in yourself on anything that you see, or you're gonna be like getting mad at yourself because you didn't take the trade when you saw the trade. And then all of a sudden you're just like, well, damn, like, when am I gonna actually get a good trade? And then by the time you get into that trade, it's gonna not be a good one, or it's you either make a little bit of money or you don't make any money, or you lose a lot of money. So for me, it's like, me personally, I gotta really believe in what I see. Because I mean, there's a lot of times like I'll try stuff up and I look past my take profit zones and just get a little bit of the, out of my trade, and then that's it. And then I see the trade goes full on, all my take profits are hit, and I'm just like, damn, what if I just held? Like, what if I actually just believed into what I literally spent, X amount of time, screen time, just sitting here charting up, what I saw, and then actually did what I thought it could do, and it didn't, and I just didn't hold long enough. And that's happened to me multiple times. Like, I still remember an Nvidia trade that I had got into when Pelosi started buying shares of Nvidia, and I got into a long on Nvidia, and literally if I paid like $80 for this contract, and if I held on to that trade for the whole week, that $80 would have been $1,300. And I'm just like, damn, like, like, how come I just didn't believe in what I really was trying to get into? That's just the psychological part of trading. Like, it's mostly psychological. Like, it doesn't take a lot of skill, but you just got the skill comes from you psychologically believing in yourself and what you see. And just understanding how patterns go and what is going to make or break that trade for you. And it sucks, to be honest with you. It really does suck, because it's like you look at a trade, you get in that trade, and man, and I'm that person that's gotten into trades, and my entries have been horrible. And the trade does exactly what I got into it for it to do, but you don't make much from that trade. And it sucks because, sometimes you have different, difficulties of, like, either you're trading on your phone, you're trading on your, you got stuff going on behind you, or you're trading at work or whatever it may be. There's different things that, that can stray you from not really getting the best out of your situation. And it's tough because, we're all here to try to make money. And a lot of the times we lose money because of our entry setups are trash, or even the setup that we think we see doesn't happen. And, you get into the trade, go long, and then all of a sudden you're just down 30%. You're just like, what if I just hold a little longer? Or what if I, double average down on the trade, and then all of a sudden you're down even more money, and you're just hoping to, like, get out of it, like, get into, like, at least break even. And it's difficult. Like, it's really honestly difficult. And, you just got to, like, really mentally set yourself up for the right situation at all times. And it's not easy that way. It's not easy. No one's perfect. There's no perfect trader. There's no perfect setup. Like, there's none of that. Nothing here is perfect. And we gotta, honestly believe that, we can just get the best out of what we see and what the market gives us, and run with it. But I mean, if you, a lot of times when we trade, a lot of us get carried away looking at traders on, social media and on YouTube and stuff like that. And, they made X amount of money. And it's like, if you think about it, a lot of the times these traders have a lot of money that they're trading with, or a good amount of money that they're trading with. And they're willing to, like, let that trade go a couple points. And, they made $1,200 or they made $16,000. Like, that's crazy. But I mean, like, you got to understand that they're playing with a big amount of size, and they're not holding as long as we are holding. So it's like, that's what we have to, psychologically, mentally remember and recognize, that a lot of the times, for us traders that are not really trading with a lot of capital, you have to either be okay with just making a little out of these trades, or getting into swing trades and holding on for a longer period of time and letting the trade really do what it's supposed to do. Like, the in between of it, it's like, you gotta just wait until you have enough capital to really trade with some size and be able to day trade or scalp. It's like, you gotta really, like, know that our competitors that we're trading with and against in the market have way more money than we do, and they're literally just getting what's going for them for a short amount of time, and that's it. For a lot of us that are not really trading with, 6-figure accounts, 5-figure accounts, like, you gotta really be okay with either getting in and getting out, and just being okay with that percentage that you're able to get out of that trade, or holding for a longer period of time and letting the trade really go into what you personally see it to happen. or you can be like, a lot of others, a lot of us that are trading on, prop firm accounts, and being able to trade, with a bigger size, but still understanding the riskiness of, trading, ES contract, or trading NQ contracts, or even crude oil contracts, and be able to understand how futures work, and understanding how big money works, and that can help you become a better trader if you choose to go back to trading options. So it's just like there's a lot of variables, but at the same time, there's a lot of things that you can really take into consideration and really grasp and respect, because it's like I love trading options. Options trading has really made me who I am as a trader, and being involved into the market, and it's great because there's a lot of money that's can be made. But we're not in 2020, and we're not in 2021. We're not making those type of gains like we were at that time. Market conditions have changed a lot, so we really have to be okay with changing up our trading styles, and being okay to take what the market can give us, and let that be, or just be patient enough to like really sit on our hands and let the trade really do what it's supposed to do. And if you lose on the trade, you lose on the trade. If you win on the trade, be thankful for what you got out of that trade. And if it's you're trading with a small size, just find that take profit zone that you really are okay with, and wait for that take profit area to hit, and then adjust your stop loss for it to come down some, so that you don't lose out on a lot of more, like lose out on a lot of the profit, or just get out and just go on with the next trade. So there's a lot of different things. I think it's great for us because there's a lot to be, a lot to learn in the market, and you just got to be okay with, giving your all, and allowing, allowing yourself to really soak everything in. That's the best way to really understand it, because man, it's the market can give you anything. The market can give you 6-figure day, and then all of a sudden the next day it can take away 6 figures from you. So be aware of what's going on. Is that too much? That So speaking of prop firm accounts, I'm going to be posting some information. Those that are on YouTube, tuning in on YouTube, I'm going to be posting some information for you guys. If you guys are interested, you guys are more than welcome to. Actually, let's do this. Let's just put the link. Set the link. Paste that. Pin that. So for those that are interested, you guys are more than welcome to. But we have you guys were wanting to, test out your trading skills, and trade futures, and be able to trade NQ, crude oil, gold, wheat, all them other commodities, and work your way of trading other people's money, and using that capital to build your own portfolio and build your own trading account, so that you can get an understanding of how money really moves and how the market really moves on a bigger scale. um, Guys, more than welcome to click that link. I'm going to be posting it in as well. Pop that there like that. And on Kick as well, for those that are tuning in on Kick. Make sure you guys click the link. It's 90% off on accounts. So if I'm not mistaken, a $25,000 account is like, I think it was like $18, maybe even cheaper than that. I think like a $50,000 account is like $20, even if that. I think $100,000 account that I've traded on multiple times are like 20 to 30, like $30 if I'm not mistaken. Like it's super cheap right now. You can get as much as you want. I think you can have like up to 20 accounts. Excuse me, 20 accounts and be able to trade off of those accounts. So imagine if you have 20 accounts and you pass you pass your little combine, which, you have to hit a certain amount of price target in the account within 7 days, or by 7 days, sorry, not within 7 days, by 7 days. After that, they give you a personal account. And then imagine this, your first, I want to say $25,000 that you make money on, they allow you to have that 100%. Like they let you have that money. So imagine if for those 20 accounts and you trade them all simultaneously, and you hit that 25K. That's a lot of money. It might be a little bit less than that, but let me just double check. I don't want to give you guys some false information. And you be like, man, this black man told me that if I have 20 accounts, I'm supposed to be able to get all this money back and yada yada yada. So yep, you receive 100% of your first 25K per account. Per account, chat. Let's do the math real quick. Let's do the math. Let's do the math. Let's be smart about it. Let's just do 10. Oh, see, you can do this 25K, your first 25K per account, and then you can trade with multiple accounts of 20 max. So let's go over here real quick. Let's do some math. Let's get our mouse watering a little bit. Let's just say you're really good enough trader, and you trade your account. You got 25K times 20, because you have 20 accounts. That's $500,000. That's $500,000 right there. For some of us, we never even imagine having that much money. That's $500,000 for owning 20 accounts and hitting 25K in each of those accounts. Ain't that wild? Like let that sink in for a moment, y'all. Let that really sink in for a moment. Let me go ahead and while that sinks in for a moment, let me go ahead and post real quick the other Discord server that I'm in. Give me a second, chat. That. And let me get my YouTube link real quick. Do that. Oh. That. Pop there. Cool. All right. My bad, chat. So, going back to what I was saying. Just think about that. I mean, it doesn't always happen. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. That doesn't happen for everybody. But, just thinking to yourself, I spent, let me see how much in the account. let's just say you have 100K account. Let's just say you bought a 100K account is gonna cost me with my referral link. You'll be able to my referral code, not link, my bad. Referral code. A 100K account is $22.41. So 22.41 times 20. You spend $448.20. You spend that amount of money for 20 accounts. I literally can that buying 2 accounts on a regular price is $400. One account alone is $200 without a discount code from us whatsoever. So remember that as well. But having spent $450 on 20 accounts and trading those accounts, now just say, like, because I know that they give you, I think your personal account is like 20K or 25K if I'm not mistaken. It's not a huge account, but I mean it's still a lot of money. When you're trading and you have your personal account, say you pass your little combine, you hit your price targets of what you're supposed to be, you hit your price targets, you get your funded account, your PA account. With those 20 accounts that you have, because you passed your combine and you traded them everything, for you to hit 25K on all your accounts, you walk out with $500,000. And then from there, it's pretty much it's free game, because you pretty much, like, in my mind, the reason why I'm doing this is because I personally think that I'm a good trader. It's just I lack a lot of confidence, like a lot of us. Like, it's a mental thing for me at times with not holding on to certain trades long enough that I need to, or getting out when I should have gotten out and just see another day. That's just me being a trader for 3 years and having different times of understanding how to trade. But in my mind, it's like like I mentioned beforehand, I love trading options. But you have to think about it as, like, there's so many different ways to trade options. We know a lot of us retail traders are so used to buying calls and puts and selling when we feel like we made enough money. But there's so much more behind that. Like, if you can buy 100 shares of a stock and sell it, and sell those or trade against those shares, you can make a passive income on a weekly basis. And if that price target doesn't hit the strike price that you're willing to sell those 100 shares at, you keep your 100 shares and you still get the premium that you were selling that contract for. Like, that's just easy money every single week. And if you're feeling like, okay, like, I don't care what happens to this trade, like, I don't care about what happens to these 100 shares, you can go a month out and be like, all right, I'm giving this trade a month, but I'm still going to gain a lot of capital from the premium that I'm already selling this contract at, and then do that at a monthly basis. And then if you're feeling frisky about it, you can just do a whole year and be like, okay, I'm going to, the list goes on. Like, there's so many different ways to be able to make money from this. But a lot of us aren't able to be able to do these things because we don't have the capital to do so. So just imagine if you have the capital to really trade, even if you have 10 accounts, you buy 10 accounts and you pass all 10 accounts and you get your 10 accounts to $25,000. Like, that's a huge, huge, huge achievement to have. But if you hit, that amount, that's still $250,000. Like, that's still more money than a lot of us even imagine to even have, or ever even touch or see in our life. But it's achievable. You just got to believe in yourself that you're able to sustain the mental awareness and confidence in yourself and your trades that you got going on to be able to get to that point. So I think this is a great opportunity for a lot of us that, think we're good enough traders to be able to, do these combines, but pay a super cheap amount of price for these accounts and be able to trade on these accounts. And just know that you can buy $100,000, futures account for $22 right now with the sale that's going on with Apex Funding Trading. trader funding. I can't speak English today, but that's huge because it's like a lot of us like would love to be able to trade an account of $20,000 and be able to like trade ES and really make money from trading ES. But a lot of the times we can't afford to be able to do it, so we got to go trade SPY, trade SPY calls and puts, or if we have a little bit more capital, we can trade SPX or trade in QQ or QQQ. But it's great because it gives us an opportunity to make money, test our skills, test our risk management, and being able to use that as a way as leverage ourselves, not even on our accounts, just leverage ourselves to be able to trade with a little bit more capital and be able to have that feeling of seeing, okay, from just like a couple ticks, I'm able to make $100. Like just a couple ticks of a move, like that's a $100 like day. Like how happy a lot of us would be able to have a small account that we have and be able to make $100 a day. Like in my mind, I can take care of my like personal business of like bills and everything else with $140. Technically now because of inflation, I would say like $150, $160 a day to be able to take care of my bills and live off of that. But now you have a chance to really do so by doing what you got to do by trading with these bigger accounts, because it's a couple ticks, literally a couple tick move can really pay. But there's a lot of things behind it that you got to really take into consideration. So if you believe in yourself and you believe in what you got going on, because a lot, you think about it, there's a lot of people that trade forex. Forex can really pay, but you had to leverage your account to enough that you're actually able to trade a big enough lot size to be really able to sustain making hundreds or thousands of dollars. I mean, they don't really tell you that, but you got to really realize that you need to have a lot of money in that account. I mean, there's funded accounts in that, forex, of course, but those accounts are there for a reason, for us to get more leverage to be able to trade with bigger size and gain more from that. But you can't be reckless with it, because I've blown a couple of my prop firm accounts because of just simply not believing in my stop losses, or believing in my trade setup, or just over trading. Like I've done that so many times. There was one time I almost passed one of my prop firm accounts, and I only needed like $1,000, and I had already made over $5,000, well, over $4,000, almost $5,000 in my account, and I was like, all I needed was $1,000 more, and I just bad trade setups, put too much in the trade to like really pass it, and it's just like it was one of those moments where like, what were you doing, stupid? Like you overthought everything, and now you messed it up. Now you lost your account because your drawdown was X amount of money, and you just simply thought that you buying more contracts and it's gonna like go in your favor, was gonna work in your way, and all of a sudden you look at what you were supposed to be looking at on the charts, and it was telling you something else, and you just decided to do something else, and now you don't have that account. So it's like, it really tests your awareness and your trading psychology of who you are as a person, to be able to really, is this really what you really how it's supposed to be, and if you're really about it. So going into this week, technically not going into this one, but completing this week, market has really done some interesting things overall. It was a big uptrend overall this week. I mean, if you think about it, since what day was this? This the first? Oh, not even the first. What day is this? I feel like it's not giving me the right date. Okay, on the 30th of last month. The 20th of last month, sorry. Like, we've seen an uptrend since It's just been going crazy because I mean, like, as someone that wants to see the market come down lower, this has been one of those times where we just seen the market shoot up and not really stop. So on a shorter as like time frame of it, like it's nice because we had some pullbacks. But overall, like this was crazy to see it, an open short and then just rip ever since. We look at SPY. Like we had zones. Actually, let's do this. Yeah, we had zones marked up of where previous highs were at, and literally those previous highs are like broken. Like I had mentioned, like if we see it break out above like these levels, then we can see more upside. And um, it was one of those points where you kind of have to just like be okay with it just going. If it rejected, yeah, you can make money, which it did. Like I mentioned before, like if it rejects certain areas, then we can look for points of like points of to just take it and run with it. And it rejected. Like I mentioned, I had marked it up here. I was like, okay, if it gets up in here, it's gonna probably reject. And surely enough, it did. Earlier in the week, it did on last week. Was it last week? Yeah, like last week, beginning of last week, and it just came down. But it just didn't go any lower. Like it just stayed at this level, this support level, and it just did not want to come any lower. And it's okay. Like it happens. It's nice for those to be able to like look at this chart and be like, okay, well, we see pretty better. We can see that the 4 hours pretty much is telling us that there's points where the market is going to come up and probably reject this area. And even when here we look back, look left, like it came up, but it didn't sustain, support above these levels for too long. And it just kept on coming down. So now we're at a point here, like it went up and literally the market had literally shot up, but just came crashing right back down after that. That's a huge move. That's a huge move. Like looking at it as, let's say our 15-minute chart. Like today, this was today. Like, okay, market open, you take calls, take your call above. In my mind, like if I'm in this trade, if I'm like looking into today, if I was last night looking for today's trade, I'm like, okay, if market somehow goes up to this level, and I would take the closest short. And that's just me because I'm like, all right, well, I'd rather take the short because I know this is an area where it's probably peaked up a little bit from the left, but it's always came back down. So surely enough, it went up. It really saw a new high of 415, but that next candle, like it literally opened up down here. It went up a little bit. We're like, okay, we might have another retest, but it just did not hold. It could not get back to 415, and then it just came crashing down. Like that's huge for me. 414, like let's say 415, all the way down to lows of 410. $5 move, damn near $5 move. Like that's pretty nice. Like playing puts on that is pretty nice. Like you going short on the S&P, like that would have been a nice day for you to have. Let's even look on ES. Like, just imagine like you took the long on 41.89 or technically 41.86. You tell yourself, okay, whatever this next candle opens at, I'm taking the short on it, and you're giving your stop loss that maybe a little bit above the high of day. You're like, okay, like I'm willing to go ahead and give myself this much of a cushion that much of a cushion. Okay, so this is your area. Like, all right, I'm willing to, you get in the trade and you're like, okay, I'm willing to have my stop loss right here at this level, a higher day. If it doesn't reach there, okay, I'm out of the trade. So we're gonna see more upside. But this thing literally just came crashing down, and knowing that in your mind, like, okay, there's a zone where we literally have saw and told ourselves, okay, like it's there's times before that it's been like it's broken out of our zone, and from that zone it's never really like held up, and surely enough it did not hold up. It didn't hold up for too long. Went up, came back down. This was the only time was when we were like, this COVID times of us going above and beyond. We came crashing down. Like, we seen above. Previously, we were like getting another chance, but that 200 day was like, I don't think so, player. It hit the 200 day and was like, haha, yeah, I don't think so, player, and it just came down, boom. And like, you could do a little leap put, and literally money was being made, boom, coming down. So it's like, it's telling us like, okay, there's chances. Like, it literally could break out again. Like, we literally could see in the next couple of days, like, it could break out. But in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, well, we could see some downside. We could see a little bit more downside. We can see this thing just not hold and come back down. But, it's still a zone below us that we haven't been back since, the middle of March. So if we can see that happen, we can see this come back to, that March low, and be okay with that and be like, all right, well, this is our support level. If it holds support, then we can see another move to the upside. Or if it doesn't hold, then we can see a move to the downside even more, which would be, interesting going into May and be like, all right, well, now May's going to be down here. Where do we see May? Do we see it come back up and retest this zone, or, this zone and then come back down? Or do we see, just it just break through? So there's different options when you look at SPY right now. It's still in this little channel area of 414 and 411, but there's a little couple factors excuse me, that can really, make the trade go up more or break the trade to have it come back down. And, it honestly just depends. It depends because we haven't seen SPY come back down to the 300s, since May. I mean, since March, since last month. And that was still like, it's still something if you think about it. But we got to keep an eye out for that. That'd be nice. It'd be really nice to see what, if it consolidates and then comes back down. That'd be great. Breaks through the support level of 405 and then have it come back down to this maybe like mid 390, with 398 to 390. I want to say like 395, 45 area. Like, that would be cool, but just it would just depend. In Q, for instance, it's like, even if we look at that, like, there's still a zone of just support down here. Like, there's support down here, but there's still like levels of excuse me, levels of rejection that are around. So you can't really like, it's nice here because I mean, like, you're at a support level. You're at a 310 support level. Like, it's been here, hasn't gone anywhere these past couple of days. Like, literally this whole month so far, it's been above. Came above, broke down, came above, broke down, came above again, broke down, and then it ripped. and it's just been above like the whole time, like a little flag pattern. So I don't know. We can see probably QQQ like either stay in the zone, bounce up, and kind of go up to this 320, 330 level, or it can reject this 324 level and break through the support level at 310 and come back down. It really just depends. Like even retesting the 200 day moving average will be interesting to see because there's still so much here that's to happen. Like there's a lot that can happen. There's some things that can happen. With Tesla, it's cool that Tesla's still in this. Damn, it really went. Damn, I really went. I missed Tesla at $100. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I missed Tesla at $100. See, I didn't have enough buying power at that time to buy shares like I wanted to. I think by the time that move happened, I was already like transitioning to another brokerage account, and then funds weren't settled in that account. And by that time, Tesla had already moved out of the zone that I wanted to buy it in. So that kind of sucks. But looking here at the 4 hour, that resistance level came in hot. I marked this up, and there's a resistance level that came in hot on Tesla. Like it still hasn't held long enough. I'm I like Tesla overall as a company, but I would love for this thing to come back down. For it to like reject off of this level. Like even look at this. Look, it's on the 1 hour. 15 minute right here. Look at this. Like I tried this up. I want to say last week, maybe even before then. Probably last week, or I think it was probably on Sunday. Sunday, I probably did it on our watch list, or maybe even before then. But it literally hit our level of our resistance line and came down. Like it just came down. Like $2 move, but it came back up. Of course, retested multiple times to try to get back up there, and it's still in this little area. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, going into next week, maybe like okay, Monday, Tuesday, Monday, we're gonna probably see it go and possibly break out of this area and see if it holds. If it doesn't hold, then we're gonna see another candle like this, gonna wick out, then just come back down, which would be nice. But we got support at 176. So if Tesla decides to go and test previous, damn, look at this. They even caught this one out. Like we could take calls here, but it was a false breakout. Like actually, even it was pre-market, so you really couldn't even get into that. You'd have to wait for it to come back down, and by that time, you're thinking to yourself, "Well, do I take a call here?" But the smart thing to do is like I'll wait for a pullback to happen, and the pullback literally was like just a pull. So by the time it broke to this level, I would be thinking to myself, okay, I'm taking shorts. It's hit my level of where I decided to take calls or puts, and the breakout of it coming down literally broke out from it coming down, and it just came crashing down like at 189 to lows of 181, $8 move, even 182, like $8 move for Tesla just coming down. Like that's just crazy. And this isn't support because it's a resistance level that technically it became support, but honestly, it came crashing through. And I mean, of course, it came back. And if you were a person to like think to yourself, okay, I'm gonna, I have 5 contracts. I'm shorting right when it hits my green line or my golden line, and it breaks through, and then I take off 3 off the table. I leave my 2 runners. I'm willing, or if I'm willing to even buy more once it comes back up to this level to get back like more into it, a little bit more down, then you could. But, there's just that move right here for Tesla overall was just something nice to see because how I marked it up, it literally happened. And that's when it comes back when I was mentioning earlier in the stream. It comes down to a confidence level when you think about it, like your confidence of you holding on to a trade for as long as you could, or as long as those those zones are hit. So let me go back to my daily chart real quick so I can show you guys what I meant by what happened last week. So what we did was we were talking about this trade up here because in my mind this was our high, previous Friday's high. So going into Monday literally came, we came down from 208 to 201. We opened around 201. That's crazy because whoever was smart enough to take puts on Friday close probably made so much money it wasn't even funny. So, but for those that literally took the Tesla at open, I was telling myself like I have zones where I would take a short. I would totally take the short. I didn't trade Friday. I didn't trade Monday because I wanted to see what it was going to do. Because I was thinking like maybe to myself like we can have a pullback and it's going to come back up and then maybe retest high previous Friday's high and maybe break out above that or we'll see a rejection. But it literally just off of the news of its numbers, it barely missed. Like it just came down. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, buy the news, sell the hype, or buy the hype, sell the news. So the news finally came out, and it's time to sell. So by that time, I'm thinking on Tuesday. Tuesday comes along, and I'm like, okay, we have levels of where we're looking for. We had previous highs, so pretty much, this was a high at one point, and I'll take that level of where this was at previous day, and use it as an area of if it gets to it, I'm selling. And literally, we got to that point where it came up. This is where you sell. I'm gonna take that rejection and sell. And I told myself, even with this, this area down here of support, you just got to be okay to keep it, let it go, because we have TP areas, which I had marked up on the side, which are the ones in white, because I had set that on Monday that these white areas are going to be areas of where I'm willing to, take profits. And literally, surely enough, we had areas of take profits, but if you were holding long enough, everything hit like perfect. Everything hit perfectly. Even when it came down to this level down here of our 187, I said that like this would be like my final area where I would like get out of the trade, because knowing that 185 we have a resistance level, and surely enough, like I didn't hold long enough to like really take full profit out of this trade, but I did get a little bit out of the trade, just a little bit, just a small piece, like which I was trading on a small account, but I was okay with like all right, I just want to get I want to get something out of this trade, and it was to a point where it was like, just knowing that even if we get to the levels of previous day lows, I gotta be okay with like getting out of the trade then, or even getting out of there. I literally got out of the trade around these levels here, like my 185 to 183 area, and I had, if I'm not mistaken, I had I think I had 190. No, I think I had 180, 198 puts that were ending on Friday. And man, was it 180 or was it like 195? I forget what number it was, to be honest with you. I have to look again. But it was like everything hit. All my price targets hit. I was in the money on all of them if I held, which I didn't, because the confidence, especially trading Tesla. Tesla can move, but at the same time, it can move with you or it can definitely move against you. And a lot of times I've had times of trading Tesla and it's moved against me, and I've had really bad experiences with trading Tesla. And this was a time where I kind of should have just really believed in what I had charted up and take it all the way. And with it being I think it was like $105 trade, to all the way to, we saw it go down to, or go up to, I think $800 per contract. I was like, I was mad at myself because I didn't fully believe in what was going on. I knew that there was a trade there to be to happen for me, but I just didn't hold on long. And that's annoying. Like it's really annoying because you're like, there's times when you got to be believing in yourself on all cylinders to really like let these trades really go into play. So that's the lesson I've learned definitely with or just trading sometimes, that you gotta have to just believe in yourself and let especially give yourself time on these trades. When you're trading options, give yourself some time on these trades because you gotta let stuff just work out. You gotta just let things play, and give yourself a nice cushion of what you're willing to lose on those stop losses. Because man, sometimes there's something that happens in the market and you might get wicked out, and then it's still the trade happens exactly how you wanted it to happen, but you just happen to get wicked out because you had your stop losses way too close and you didn't give your trade enough time or space to breathe. So you really got to think about it. Even when you're trading futures, it's like things happen so quickly. I think that's why I like trading crude oil so much, because it moves, but it doesn't really move as much as like NQ or trading ES. Like those move, but it's like they move. Like they really are like moving really, really quick. But when you're trading crude oil, it's like you have enough time to really set up your trade and let it really do its thing and kind of just, all right, I know crude oil is really bullish right now. I can set up, particular areas of where I'm waiting for a pullback to happen. And boom, I'm going to go ahead and go along with this long on crude oil. And I was trading crude oil when crude oil was like around these $60 levels, and, telling people like, okay, there's a lot of bullish that's going on with crude oil. You might want to just, get into something and kind of let it do its thing. And, if I was still trading futures right now, like I was, earlier, like I would definitely have like got into a pullback and then just got into the trade and then have a stop loss with some cushion on it, and then just set my take profit zones like spread out, because you give it a couple of days, like you could have made some nice gains on those. Or even if you're playing like short term, like I was even like scalping crude oil when I was doing like my combines, like crude oil moving so nice for me. And it's something that you kind of have to like really realize, like there's a lot going on, especially trading futures, because there's so much going on, and you can use the news and what you hear about what's going on in the world as catalysts to really capitalize on certain trades, even certain trade setups. So it's like, why not be able to use a leverage account to trade on those leverage accounts and then go from there? Because it's like it's something for you to really see how quick you can be in profit, or how quick you can be down on a trade. But that's just my 2 cents overall, and you guys can take that with just a grain of salt. Again, this is not financial advice. Entertainment purposes only. I'm not no financial advisor. I'm just another, entrepreneur, student to the game that's trying to, better their situations, and with the experience that I take on day to day to help other people, like-minded people like myself, to be able to like learn the same stuff too. Take the initiative and confidence that they have instilled in themselves to be able to use it to go a long way. So hopefully that helps. Going into next week, we'll have a watch list on Sunday to look for what's to come during the week. I'll be back to trading futures. I want to say sometime in the middle of next week. For those that are new, you guys make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that gushy fun stuff that they say on YouTube. Those that are on Kick and Twitch, follow me if you guys are brand new to the stream. Subscribe if you guys want to be generous and nice, and I appreciate that. Those that are in my Discord server, want y'all to know that I'm transitioning my channel, my server over to futures trading, because I'm going to be more of a futures trader, because I feel like I like to trade, and my work schedule right now doesn't allow me to really trade like I want to during market hours as heavy. So I either have to trade early in the morning and kind of get that out the way, and then or trade when I get home from work. And the market is really slow around that time when I get home from work. So what I'm hoping to do is, with trading futures, it allows me to be able to do that. So what I'm hoping to do is trade full time on futures, get enough capital to really help other people learn about trading against your shares on options, and buy more stocks and shares of stocks, and trade against those, and post those plays of me trading covered calls or covered puts or whatever it may be, or sell puts and stuff like that, just for you guys to be able to see ways to make a passive income with your shares, and then still be able to trade like I really would like to trade with more capital on futures trading, and use that as a way to build my community that way. So if you guys are interested, Discord links are in bios and all that other stuff. So you guys make sure you guys click that. Even if you guys are watching this VOD on YouTube, I will post my link of my Discord server, so that you guys, if you guys are interested. I mean, again, I'm not the best trader in the whole wide world. I don't really think there is anybody that's the best trader in the world, but I love this. I love trading. I love sitting in front of my computer and learning how to be better at trading, and the idea of what it could bring my future, and want to share that with as much people as possible, because a lot of us, including how my upbringing hasn't been the best for me to know about this. I didn't learn all this stuff until in my late 20s, and I think we all should take into consideration of what's out there, the opportunity for us to really really thrive for success and greatness. So I want to be able to trade with like-minded people, and pick your guys' brains and bounce ideas and concepts and trading styles and strategies off of a lot of people. So it's I figured, why not use the platforms that are given to me and for us to be able to really express what's out there for us. And I think it's the best opportunity if we use it in the right, is to use these tools the right way, so that we all can really eat and thrive and strive off of bettering our situations. Because of course, we can look on YouTube, we can look on Instagram, TikTok, and all these other traders that have made so much money, but they've been doing it for a long period of time, and it comes with experience. Trading, you're not going to be rich overnight. It's cool to be, if you were able to trade with $1 million account and be able to use that money as it's nothing, but a lot of us don't have $1 million. A lot of us don't even have $1,000 in our bank account or even in our trading account. So you got to really take in what the tools that are there for us to really strive. So I think even using these funded accounts allow us to really better our trading styles and strategies, because we're able to trade with a little bit more money, and it allows us more time to really see how things are going, how things are moving. And if we're willing to really believe in ourselves and believe in what we've learned through the years or months, for those that are newer, use that as a way for us to really grow. And surely enough, one day when you are confident enough to level up even more, you're gonna have those 5-figure days, those 6-figure days or weeks. I mean, some people have made 6 figures in a day, but like, just knowing that when we were looking at that calculator, I was saying to you guys right now with these funded accounts that they're so cheap that you literally can, like, if you have 20 accounts, $25,000, y'all. Times that by 20 for having 20 accounts. That's if you're feeling that way. That's $500,000. That's a lot of money. You trade an account to $25,000, and you have 20 of those accounts, and that's $500,000. Like, that's a lot of money. Like, in my mind, I never would ever think of having that amount of money, but like now that I've gotten older and understand how things are going, like how it's obtainable to get, like, it's gonna take a while for me to get to that level, but I gotta have the confidence and know that I'm able to do so, and believe in my trading, and willing to manage better, especially my risk management. Just getting better at that. Just trade and believe in those trades, that I can get to a point of getting an account to 25K and be like, okay, that's my money. Like 100% of that 25K is my money. All right, cool. But just imagine if you're a good trader, you want to test your skills and test your experience, and you have 20 accounts, and you go make your personal accounts and you trade that 25K or whatever size money of the PA accounts that they give you, and you get to 25K, like that's $500,000. That's like, I'm celebrating. Like, me and my lady my daughter are going bonkers. We're going enjoying a lot, vacationing a lot, but you just got to believe in yourself. You got to believe in what's around you. You got to believe in yourself wholeheartedly. Trust the process is what they say, but at the same time, it's going to be a long process. It's not going to happen overnight. I mean, it might be a setup that might, you might be able to make some good money overnight, but just, you don't want to really think about that. You don't want to shoot for the home runs. You kind of just want to be able to get what you can get and be okay with that. So, that being said, I think I'm going to be talking with some of the other, some of the admins in my server and the servers that I'm in. They're going to be doing a weekly watch list or weekly webinar tomorrow morning. I want to say we may or may not, to be honest with you. But if not that, I'm still going to have my little weekly webinar on my weekly watch list on Sunday, just to go over what I see for those that are willing to, looking for some trades, especially in my community. Discord link is in the bio. Make sure you guys tap in on that. I want to be able to talk with a lot of, cool ass traders, because I want to better my skills and understandings so that I can feed off of your guys and be able to better myself, because I plan on being in this for as long as I possibly can. And, I see myself being able to sustain my future with these type of funds and this lifestyle. Surely enough, I personally don't want to be working a 9-to-5 for somebody else to be able to succeed with their lifestyle and their business, when I can, do this from home or anywhere I choose to, and be able to make money and be okay with that and be satisfied and better my trading every single day, every single week, and every single month and every single year. So I want to be able to trade and, chop it up with, people that are really about it. So hit the follow button, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the Discord link. I appreciate y'all tapping in and tuning in. Let's keep striving for greatness, and, let's change another life as best as possible every single day that we, can. Just be kind to people. I'm just a normal person like every one of y'all. Let's just, use the tools that are around us to be able to generate better people in this world. So, one person at a time, right? So everybody, peace out, stay black, make good choices. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. I'm gonna probably play some type of video game. I don't know, for those that are interested on kicking Twitch to stay and watch that. But I'm gonna end the stream on YouTube as well. So yeah.